Hello, everyone. Today, we will learn about signals and parameters, their definition and how and when to use them in Simulink. Let's start with understanding the concept. So I have a comparison here, to understand signal and parameter better. First is the definition. So signal is an input which is continuously varying in time, while a parameter is an input, which has a constant or a static value at all instants of time. Input and output both represent a signal in Simulink, and a constant block represent a parameter. We already know a set of values that vary over time, and a predefined static value when it comes to parameter. Signals have a default value but no initial value. Parameters have an initial value, and may or may not have a default value. Then a signal is connected to a hardware, like sensor or a switch, while a parameter is used for calibration and configuration. Signal is usually changed during the runtime operation, while parameter usually does not change during the runtime operation. Now, this was more about the properties, and by understanding the properties, understanding the behavior of a signal and a parameter. Now, we will discuss a use case to understand better from a practical perspective. So in the use case, assume a temperature sensor connected at the input. So it will feed a set of input values, which are temperature values. I want to set a warning at the output. Whenever the temperature value from sensor input is greater than 6. So here in this case value 6 can be considered as a parameter. We will name it as temperature high later. So this was the input, output, and functionality of the system. Now, let's start designing the system in Simulink. This is Simulink window. I have to give a set of input values as temperature to the system. So I'll use a signal builder. Let's insert signal builder. I've added signal builder here. Double click on signal builder block to open setting window. I can import a file here. I have already prepared Excel with time values and temperature values. I will just input these values into my signal builder and feed it to my model. Wherever this value of temperature is greater than 6, my warning should be set. So these are my temperature sensor values. I have saved the file on desktop. Let's import the file. I will browse to my desktop. And I'll select the temperature sensor file. Click open. It is reading the file. I will select the sheet which has the data. I will replace existing data set. Click confirm selection. Click apply. It will ask me whether I want to save the signal builder. I will click no. And as you can see, the data of an Excel can be seen in the signal builder window. I'll click OK. And I'll just close this because these values are already imported into my signal builder. If I open signal builder, I can see those values. So this is my input signal. Now I have to compare whether it is greater than 6. So I will just insert a greater than block. Let's connect one input to the temperature signal, and the second input to a constant with value 6. Now I will go to Model Explorer window and in Base Workspace or Model Workspace, I will create a temperature high variable with value 6. It is already present in my workspace. So I will first delete it and show you how to add a new variable. I have added a new variable. I will just name it as temp_high. And I'll set its value to 6 and I'll click enter and then I'll click apply. I'll close this. And now I will insert a constant block, as parameter is a constant, and here I will enter the value as temp_high. And I'll click enter. It is not showing us full value. It is showing as C. So I will just resize it, and now I know this is the temp high parameter. And we have given the parameter a value of 6. Because the value according to my use cases is 6. To check output, I'll just connect a scope block at the output with 2 input ports. The reason for 2 input ports of scope block is to compare the input and output simultaneously. Let's connect a scope and 2 inputs. I will connect the lower one here and the upper one here. Resize the scope and connect this to temperature. I'll name the output signal as warning and input signal as temperature. This is because my input is a temperature value. And here we already know that it's a constant named temperature high. Now as per Excel data, I have data up to 21 seconds. So I have to run the system also for 21 seconds. Instead of 10. So I will run it here for 21 seconds and I'll click run to simulate. After running the model, I'll just double click the scope. So as you can see, we'll just zoom the y-axis. As you can see, the output is varying with time. Now here you can see the value 7. So whenever the output is higher than 7 or equal to 7, I am getting here output is 1. As it's a variable step input, I am getting the result at the same time. It starts increasing towards 7, so it is more accurate. So the model output is as per the expected output. So this was the use case for parameter and signal in Simulink. Thank you for watching the video.